I still think that we should have another, like...
7 high schoolers crowd around a fold-out table in a stuffy, converted garage. It's summer, but their laptops are out.
And so the transitional program is just a systematic way to get people out of solitary and back into general population.
They're discussing a policy proposal for Sheriff Kelly Martinez, reforms to solitary confinement. It's far from their goal of ending solitary, but it's a first step. Nikhil Pletner-Booker founded the group. He's 17.
I won't get too into it for the sake of like the privacy of my peers and my family, but needless to say, there's some personal connections.
He says he's not the only team member personally impacted by the justice system, and some have had loved ones held in solitary confinement. While they can't change the whole system at once, solitary feels like something they can tackle.
It is very specific, but it's also emblematic of a larger system which fails to address the root causes of why crime occurs in the first place.
They started as a club at San Diego High School last year. They've already found more than 50 teenagers willing to give their free time to the cause.
You kind of do what you have to do to bring your membership up, and what we found is like getting pizza is very helpful for our club.
They formed a group independent of the school, Youth to End Solitary SD. He says being so young can sometimes work against them.
You know, we get the cliche like, oh, thank you so much for doing this, you know, it's good for you young people doing this work, and it comes off nice, but at the same time it takes away from the seriousness that we bring to the conversation.
But it can also work for them.
Our youthfulness has been able to open some doors that haven't been available to other people. You know, when we asked for people in the sheriff's department to get us a meeting with the sheriff, we specifically said, mention to her that, you know, we're high schoolers.
He says they've already met with California legislators and the Citizens Law Enforcement Review Board. But the sheriff is different. She might need more convincing to get on board. And getting a half hour of her time is a feat in itself.
We've spoken to a lot of other not-for-profit organizations that are involved with criminal justice reform, and they've failed to get meetings with the sheriff.
They built relationships within the office first. An assistant sheriff offered a tour of George Bailey Detention Facility. There, they came face-to-face with what they're trying to end.
You see videos, you see photos of our research and when we watch documentaries and whatnot, but it was definitely different actually going to a wing.
An ongoing lawsuit alleges little to no mental health treatment in the county's solitary units and almost no human contact. Sheriff's Office spokesperson David Collins declined to comment on pending litigation. He says 188 people are currently being held in administrative separation. That's their term for solitary. 50 have serious mental illness. Pletner-Booker again.
We actually saw inmates in the administrative separations units, you know, isolated by themselves. And that physical proximity to them, you know, was very, I'd say, moving for me, and I'd say a lot of the other team.
He says it was difficult to see people in the cages meant for exercise. Solitary is meant to be secure housing for people considered a danger to themselves or others. Sheriff's Office policy says it shall not involve any other deprivation of privileges beyond what's necessary for safety. But the temporary security comes at a cost. The United Nations considers more than 15 consecutive days in solitary to be torture. In San Diego, 13 people have died in solitary since 2015, according to the Sheriff's Office.
She's trying to tackle in custody deaths because it is a very prevalent issue, and we're trying to get her to realize that reforming solitary confinement is going to be needed.
Their core asks for the sheriff were a 2-week cap on solitary, a transitional program between solitary and general population, and a list of violent offenses that warrant placement in solitary. Pletner-Booker felt cautiously optimistic. On Wednesday, they walked through the doors of the sheriff's headquarters. 45 minutes later, they walked out.
You ready to begin?
Yes.
It wasn't exactly what Pletner-Booker hoped.
I'd wanted for stronger commitments by the Sheriff's Office to implement parts of our proposal. Regardless, it wasn't a flat-out no, which is, for us, a success.
Ashley Ordaz is their legislative director.
There are certain times where, you know, kids have ideas and they do go up to adults and they kind of get shut down, but we started this by going to each other instead of going to adults first.
To other kids with ideas who want to make a difference, she says,
Just get a group of people meet at a garage and plan. I think that's the biggest thing. All you need is a little, like some heart, some goals, and a little bit of joy.
The students all say they'll keep pushing. Katie Hyson, KPBS News.